Hi, SEN Sibanda here, and I'm back on our conversation about relationships. And I said we were going to discuss nurturing of relationships, how we nurture the relationships we have, whether they be professional, workmates, intimate relationships, or family relationships. I'm sure there are some people who know that in a family, maybe you are the only person who starts conversations or who starts doing things for other people, and the other members of the family don't do anything for you, such that it becomes one sided. The reason why I'm talking about nurturing relationships is very easy for us to overlook that part of making meaningful relationships, where nurturing is it's supposed to be our number one priority. Whether we have intimate relationships or not, we need to make sure our maybe goals are compatible with the other person, or we are working as a team, because where there is no teamwork, you know, everything doesn't really go according to a direction of a healthy relationship. So teamwork when we are working in workplaces is very important, because all of us are working for the greater good or for the common goal of making that company or that organization forge ahead. If we are going to be very individualistic and competitive in a way which is destructive, we just not destroy relationships, but we also destroy the productivity of the company. Because I think in the last video I was talking about people talking about being bullied by managers or being harassed by colleagues, and that in itself will take people out of the workplace. They will go away because they are stressed, and they go on sick leave or sickness absence because they are trying to move themselves away from that stressful environment. So we need to create a nurturing environment for any relationship to be fruitful. So let's take, for example, where you are in an intimate relationship and you always think your contributions are what matters, what the other person is going to say doesn't matter, and you are going to do what you want, or you're going to order the other person to do what you want. So it becomes really one sided, such that you create maybe apathy from the other side, from your companion or from your teammate or from your spouse, and you have that uh, apathy, such that people will stop living in that same relationship. Not that physically they move away, but just that emotionally they become detached to you, from you, sorry. So if they become detached from you, it basically means when you are now working, you are working on your own, or you are working to try and prove a point, which is not going to be very rewarding, where you are trying to make that relationship work. So we need to know that we have to have compatible commitment to communication, open communication, so that we can also allow the other person to bring in what they have, or bring in their ideas, their opinions, because that way we have a level playing field. We are actually allowing ourselves to be ourselves, and you are also accommodating somebody, because remember, relationships are all to do with meeting each other in between, or just compromise. But it's not only one person who is supposed to compromise. Both of us, or all of us as a team, have to come to a stage where we have to at times say, here now we are going to agree to disagree, but so we move forward, because that's the only way we can grow, and that's the only way we can move forward. Otherwise, we become stagnant, and stagnation is not a very good space. It's a space of desolation and isolation and loneliness and sadness and even depression. So we don't want to push each other into places where they don't want to go, because that's how we've been interacting with them, or that's the way we've been maybe, expecting them to behave. So let's be mindful of others. Let's allow everybody to, air their opinion, their views, their ideas, so that we can build up from that in a nurturing environment where we allow everyone to grow. And when we grow together, we grow even bigger. It doesn't mean we have to agree. We can utilize all the opinions in their different forms, but still forge them to make something meaningful. So that's what I thought would come and discuss today, about nurturing and the way we nurture our our relationships, and making the environment actually conducive for growth. And that's very, very important, because if you know they say if you are not growing, you are dying. And you don't want anybody in any form of relationship, whether work or otherwise, to not grow. It means if you are in a workplace where you think you are no longer learning, maybe it's a time to move to somewhere where you can start learning new things. Because when you become stagnant in that space, you're not going to go anywhere, you're not going to grow, and emotionally, it's not very good. You become emotionally stunted because of that stagnation. So, guys, I really urge you to try the seeking to understand first before responding, or before, making judgment, so that we can foster meaningful relationships. This is Essie and Sibanda for Barra Hope Social, and we are fostering meaningful relationships. Thank you.